kneeling in the corner of the living room, hiding between the couch and the piano. In one hand, I hold my original Barbie doll with blonde hair, blue eyes, and pale skin. She's wearing a shimmering two-piece pink bikini with a gold paisley overlay pattern and gold ruffles around the triangle bra and bikini bottom sides. To set it off, she's accessorized with some large gold hoops. Although she's new and she's cute, she's not my favorite doll in my growing collection. I begged my mother to buy her strictly for the bikini and earrings. In the other hand, I hold Black Panther's love interest, the realist of the X-Men, the one who could change the weather in the blink of an eye. Storm comes in a full bodysuit with a satin-like finish and a long cape flowing down her back that has black on the front side and red underneath. The cape is attached to the X-Men logos on her shoulders. Her piercing white hair is a perfect accent to her deep chocolate skin. Most importantly, Shorty is wearing electric green glow-in-the-dark, thigh-high rubber go-go boots. Honey, she is ready to take these skies and these streets. I love her fiercely from watching cartoons with my dad and two brothers. She is one of the first characters I've seen on TV who resonates with me. Basically, in my mind, I am her and she is me. Storm and I have plans. She is the ruler of all my dolls. I want Storm to wear Barbie's bikini because she deserves a vacation for putting up with them white people on TV. As I continue hiding, I carefully begin to undress each doll. I lay out their clothes above their head. I dress Barbie first to get it over with. Then comes the moment of truth. The moment I had imagined when I first saw that fucking bikini in the toy aisle at the store. I begin to carefully dress Storm in Barbie's bikini. Baby, them two-piece with them green boots is a motherfucking look. I smile at Storm with glistening eyes and sincere contentment in my 5-year-old heart. As joy overwhelms my body from head to toe, my father's hand angrily snatches Storm from me. I told you not to change their clothes. I watch as my father proceeds to throw Storm in the kitchen trash. A rage sparks so deep in me that every fiber of my being catches fire. My body loses feeling. This is my gateway to hell. I wish Storm could save me. I wish I had the superpowers to save myself. This is my first memory of feeling completely vulnerable with no protection. My first memory of my stress response system being activated. My first memory of oppression's weight burdening me. My first memory of the walls of cis hetero masculine and religious prescription laying bricks around my feet. My first memory of being inadvertently told that who I innately was not enough. My first memory of a common villain in my life appearing on my journey, cis hetero Black men. The beginning of my complex PTSD. The loss of Storm birthed continuous cycles of resentment and self-doubt, phases of dolls and no dolls, a sort of tug of war between me and myself, me and my family, me and the world. From this moment, I try to suppress my true desires to fit inside the walls being constructed around me. I want to avoid the torment because it feels like a ubiquitous burden I can never escape. Some years later, my mother, my siblings, and I pay a visit to my granny, the matriarch known for her no-nonsense approach to life. Unbeknownst to me, this time is extra special. Like my mother, my granny sees herself in me and often sneaks me gifts she knows my father would vehemently contest. When we arrive, my granny tells me she has something for me. There is a secret nook behind her chair in the kitchen. From the cabinet, she slowly pulls out a doll and hands it to me. She saw it in a pile of items donated to the church and thought of me. It's a Padme doll from Star Wars. My granny has no idea I've been watching the newly released Star Wars prequel films with my dad and brothers. I'm secretly living for Padme and the intergalactic snatch she serves from head to toe. To top it all off, she secures my man Anakin, so naturally, I want to be her in the movie. This doll, this Padme doll, is giving me couture desert realness, wearing a hooded, long-sleeve ombre dress. Shades of red and orange and yellow bleed into each other in a silk-like fabric. Queen Amidala is giving face with her signature Star Wars beat, a face painted white with red accents, 2 dots on her cheek, a solid red upper lip, and a red stripe down her bottom lip. I immediately release her from her shackles of packaging. There are so many strings to cut delicately without damaging her long brown hair or beautiful outfit. Again, I find a place to hide. This time behind the large round ottoman in the center of my granny's living room. I play with Padme until it's time to go, constantly looking over my shoulder to ensure no one is going to take her from me. I don't plan on telling my father, and my mother's look and sigh confirms it will either be our little secret or she'll convince him to let me keep it. The next day, despite my happiness about having the new doll, I feel a deep sense of shame. I'm disgusted with myself. I walk down the hallway from the kitchen to the trash. I lay my Padme doll on top, barely holding back the tide of tears. I rush back to my room and sit in my bed with conflicting voices sounding off in my head. I can hear the voices of my father, my brothers, and everyone around me. Playing with dolls is not pleasing in the eyes of God. But I love my dolls. Dolls are for girls. You're not a girl, you're a boy. But I love my dolls. No matter how many times I pray and cry out to God for relief, to be healed, I never receive an answer. I want so desperately to be normal, to be invisible. I absorb the lies dealt by others. Suddenly overtaken with emotion, I dash back to the kitchen to save Padme from the same fate of Storm and so many of my other dolls. The trash can, a grave for my shame, a supposed resting place for all the things that I need to throw away about myself. Thankfully, today, my spirit is resurrected and sure. Through all my trials, my traumas, and my turmoils, my authentic essence remains well and intact. The ancestors preserved me, honey, and could no longer allow me to bury all this magic. I lost too many years of my life believing my happiness was in heaven was more important than my happiness here on earth. Now I know I don't need permission from anybody but my damn self. There are no words in any language with the capacity to hold the fullness of my being, but trans will do. It's not a choice, it's who I am. I was not created to operate under the auspices of anyone's spurious socializations or truncated imaginations. There are no walls to hinder me. I knock them bitches down like Jericho. It gives me unrequited liberty and infinite possibility to be, to just be. It turns out I do have superpowers I needed to save myself all along. I am my wildest dream come true.
Yes!